Hi everybody, how you doing? Look, look, look. This is where I am. Isn't that exciting? Can I zoom in any more of that? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That's so I can zoom in. That there is where I am on the Mindcrack server. But where is that? Oh, it's at the end of a very, very long stretch. So, why am I here? What are we doing? This server's dead. Nobody plays on here anymore. Minecraft's dead. We're all dead. And why am I over here? And why am I on the screen here? Why is this thing going on? Why is that down there and over there? And what's going on? So, it is post Minecon, and this is tradition. We will have a sort of little talky talk about what happened. We talk about goodies and stuff we've got and things we're doing. But to answer the question, why am I all the way over here? Let's actually close that. What am I doing? Oh, chicken. I came over here because I started recording a quest for everything. A new quest for everything. Now, if you have seen the live stream of our panel, or you were there at Minecon, you will know that the big news is quest for everything is going to come back, but slightly different. I wanted to do it for quite a while. I started doing a 2-player with Blue back in the day. It just didn't really work. Beef was hassling me for ages, literally years, about wanting to do quest for everything. It's good fun, but he was, you know, saying this is, you know, yours. I managed to get hit in the end. And yeah, it's mine, and he didn't really want to just walk off with it. But we talked about it, and I said, well, why don't we do a group one? Now, I'd already done how many? 4 or 5 episodes of this I'd recorded, but I hadn't actually released them because I hadn't edited them. So I was like, okay, let's do a group one. Let's get some people together. We'll do it on the server. We'll do it as a race. That was the plan. So we've decided we're going to do a big group thing on not this server. We're going to do it on a new server. It's going to be a regulated time. So people like Nebris are not on all day and win it in a week. Because believe it or not, that would happen. I know. Can you get over that? I don't know. It's 2 hours a week. We're going to pair up. We don't know who the teams are yet. Somebody apparently, I have been led to believe at any rate, is making a mod. I think it's probably part of the mod team for the PMC. That will allow us to keep track of who's got what. Because that was the biggest problem I had when making this game, is keeping track. And it was I want the sheep. I don't want the sheep to die in lava. I want the wool. Good. Yeah, the time... I still have nightmares about it. The time I'd need to spend just updating images of blocks and finding out what I had, what I needed and stuff. It was a pain in the butt. It made the game, the quest itself, a little less fun, shall we say. It was going to be a book. I think now they're talking about making it as a chest. Put things in and it will work it out somehow. I don't really know how they're planning on doing it. Ooh. So that's what's coming up. Obviously we're waiting on the mod, and then we can work out a time and date when we can get on and do it. It should be good. And I think a sort of race. There are some blocks like Dragon Egg that are unique. Now I don't know. Should we put in a rule that says you can only go kill the dragon when you have everything else? I don't know. Because, I mean, there could be a race to run straight into the end first and kill the dragon. And that, therefore, doesn't matter how long you take, nobody else can win. Which, I didn't bring any bloody with me. What a bloody. Which would be silly. And it's a very nebulous thing. So obviously we'll have to stop that happening. There are some things I'm slightly worried about how it's going to work in multiplayer, to be honest with you. Especially as a competition, as a race. That is the big plan. That's something we're looking forward to. Because the other thing we talked about, where did the news come out? We were talking about it on Reddit. We are probably going to look for a new spawn point. There's a lot of people moaning about the fact that the server's dead. I mean, I've spoken about this on Reddit recently, but the fact of the matter is, we've been playing this game for 4 years, and it has its phases. We all suffer from it, and I'm sure you probably do too. We play it for a while, and we are playing it pretty hardcore. You play it for a while, and then you lose inspiration. And yeah, it doesn't help there's not a lot of people around, but that is part of the rich cycle of Minecraft, unfortunately. And we want to get back on and play it again. You know, I do as much as everybody else does. Oh, rabbit's foot! How lucky! But yeah, we're hoping 1.9 will do that. We don't know when 1.9 is coming out, of course, so that's a bit of a problem. The plan is we are going to look for a new spawn area. There are some people like Jeff who are still making large projects and they don't want to start a new world, and that's fine. You know, we're not here to ruin people's plans. And I think that's the best of both worlds. Obviously, on Reddit, people are complaining, but that's Reddit. I think it's best of both worlds because I will quite happily go off and start afresh, start brand new, new world, start getting clean, and make something else, make something different. I've got a few ideas of things I want to do. Hi, Rabbit. Punch you in the face. That means that the people that want to stay and build things can stay. Those that find that the spawn is laggy as hell and don't like it there, or just want a fresh start, hi Rabbit, punch you in the face. They can go off and find new things. So that's what is going on. But say the reason I did that huge long trek on the map is to get away from the area to start my quest for everything, which is redundant. So now I'm going to utilise that as a sort of step up, so to speak, for finding somewhere new. Good really wants ice spikes. I don't really know why. We can go a fair old way yet. Alright, that's the last of my food stuffs. What am I wearing? Nothing. There we go. Lovely. Let's pick up that. So, anyway, let's talk Minecon. We've gone over a fair amount in the podcast, this week's podcast, so check that out if you haven't already. There's a big bloody fly here. Go away. Let's get some bits and bobs here. I've got some stuff to show. Minecon, as always, it's great. It's great. We had the party on Friday night, as you know. I won't talk about the house stuff before that. We can talk about that. Yeah, we covered it in the podcast and things like that. But we had a good time. It was slightly the pre-party was slightly marred by me by having to go home fairly regularly to pick up shipments of badges and key rings and other such stuff, because that was they're all left to me to design and build. So right, this is very technical. I designed a lot of the stuff, and then some printers and people fucked it up. We didn't have a great deal of luck with that, but that will change. We're learning. We're trying new things, see what people like. But yeah, I had to keep popping back home, and there's a house in London, and I'm not. It was quite a pain in the bum and expensive, but that was a bit of a downer. But other than that, pre-party was good fun. Party itself was great. Last year, last Minecon, when we did the party in Florida, I did not get to do anything in the arcade, not a thing. So this time, my mate came down to share in the fun as well, and I said, right, we're going to go and do something. So we took a half hour off and went and played on the dodgems, the bumper cars, whatever you want to call them. They were very bouncy cars. They were really, really bouncy, which was hilarious. There's a couple of guys there. Obviously, as soon as they saw that I was in the queue, it was like, well, we're going to get you. And we sort of fought them off. That was good fun. So hi to those guys, if you're watching. And yeah, so played on a few arcade machines, did some shooty stuff. And then we played bowling and met two guys that pretty much spent the entire night just bowling. Nothing else. They were hilarious. So we sort of hung out with them for a bit, and I saw some snow there. I was hoping we might get something exciting, but certainly a bit of landscape, that's for sure. Yeah, hung out with them. They were crazy, and yeah, just generally hung about. It was very, very hot, very tired. A lot of hard work went in prior. I mean, some of the guys were, on holiday, as it were. They come over from the States and they're hanging out, and that was cool. I was a little more tired, as I say, because of going backwards and forwards, but Goo did a fantastic job of just standing and signing for 6 hours pretty much in the same spot, which is crazy. I couldn't do that. So these things are a lot of hard work. They're a lot of hard work. They're not easy, but they're great fun. I didn't meet half as many people as I wanted to. I wanted to sit and chat with some people, and I just did not get the chance. Which is a shame. I mean, there's some of my Patreon people there. Spoke to them briefly on Sunday, I think. But again, I didn't get to speak to them as much as I wanted to. This is time. Time. Everybody wants time. I want to talk to you. Where's that zombie? Oh, there it is. Like a bitch. Oh, you dirty bugger. Yeah, so I didn't get to see as much people as I wanted to. And that's a shame. I've said this on the podcast, I want next Minecon to be 3 days. It just needs to be. Especially for the money they charge. It needs to be bigger and longer. I was looking at a list of panels today, because somebody asked me, how many panels there were, because we got 50% of Minecon in our room to watch our panel, and that is really impressive. I'm really proud of that. Granted, they're not all come to see me, but that's not the point. They came to see us, and that's good. Once again, I got stitched on the panel. Last time we ran out of time, and one of my questions was missed, and they did the same this time. Oh, bugger. Went out sword. Because they say, oh, you got an hour-long panel, and then I suddenly realised when we were just about to go on that it's multiplayer, and they've done this to me before. So I said, is it a hour panel, or is it 45 minutes? And she was like, oh, it's 45 minutes. So yeah, that was good. It was nice to have a lot of people. A bit scary, a bit daunting. But we could not hear a thing on stage. And I think that's probably quite obvious if you actually watch the footage. I think the official footage is coming out fairly soon, once we get hold of it from Mojang or whoever is dealing with that. yeah, so we had the big echoey hall, which it was a very large hall, and all the speakers reverberating around it, but there was no monitor speakers pointing at us, so all we heard were echo. So that meant if, say, like Severus was down the other end, if he said something up at the end I was at, we couldn't hear it. We just could not hear it at all. So that made banter a little difficult, shall we say. Couldn't really chatter and knock it back and forth, which is a bit of a shame, but overall I think it was alright. We did well. Just going to shut my door because it's wide open, and then otherwise, sorry, put my sleeves back, otherwise we'll get interrupted. Oh, I'm back. My glasses got wonky. Okay, Saturday. Now, Friday night, let's check we're still heading south. Yes, we are. Friday night we had the party, and I had to leave at about 11:30 because I wasn't staying in London. We had the group house, the crack house, until Thursday, and then everybody kind of had split up and gone to their own separate hotels rooms, which is not ideal. It's not as much fun by a long shot. I mean, yeah, we all congregate in rooms sometimes, but again, London is very backwards in that the last trains are relatively early. They're not 24-hour yet, although they are trying to do that, and the underground drivers are trying to protest that because so I had to leave 11:30. I think I had to be at 11:30 train. I think it was a little before that, which is a shame. I would like to have hung around a bit afterwards and watched the post-party, whatever was going to happen. I don't know what happened. But it was annoying, to say the least. And then I took the train back to my mate's house, and then crashed there. And it was quite, only to make a sword, quite late. I think it's about 1:30 by the time I actually went to bed, sleep. And then I had to get up and get back for 10, I suppose. I had a Airbnb booked for Saturday night in Docklands, right next to the Excel Centre. It was absolutely fantastic room. It really was. Very lucky to get hold of that. Very lucky. And they were going out at 10 in the morning, so I had to be there before 10 to pick up the key and talk to them and stuff. So it's a 48-minute train ride into London, and then cut across from Waterloo to Excel. So I'd get up pretty early. So that plus lack of sleep from the week in general. So just looking up on food here. That early night, lack of sleep, drink, horses, and everything. I wasn't feeling particularly great on Saturday. I was feeling pretty poop. So Saturday morning, I kind of spent a lot of it sitting in the green room upstairs at Excel, trying to not bath, really. Sat talking to Sally for most of it. Good Diver Gaming, amongst other things, and a lovely time, but it wasn't really good for, connecting with people. Some of the guys were down signing in our booth, which is kind of sporadic. We kind of randomly swapped as was needed. Blink. But I went down there a little bit and felt rough as hell and came back again pretty quick. Now, I don't like to talk about medical issues very much, but recently I'd gone to the doctor because I was getting this pain in my arm, mainly there, but kind of here, sometimes here, a bit tingly, there, very achy, nasty pain. Chest is a bit tight, sweating. And Jeff was like, oh, well, the doctor was a little concerned about this. It's a family history and stuff, and said, well, maybe we should probably book you in to have an investigation at the cardio unit at the local hospital, which was actually 2 days ago. But yeah, Jeff came over, and he, because I think Good saw that I wasn't feeling very well, and he's got Jeff to check up on me, and Jeff was like, dude, you've got all the classic signs of somebody having a heart attack. So that was quite a worry, to say the least. So I kind of poo-pooed it for a while. Still felt rough as hell. And he's like, well, at least have an aspirin. To an aspirin. So I went down and did that. He said that's, you know, the very least you can do if you think you're having a heart attack. I don't know why, actually. I think it's something to do with thinning the blood or something. Oh, look. We've got a ravine. Do you know what? I need some iron. Whoa. So let's go down here. I need a lot of iron, actually. I'll get a bucket and stuff like that. Let's do it without dying, shall we? That's like a plan. So, yeah. He was quite insistent. Rightly so. Suggested that perhaps it would be a good idea if I went to see somebody about it. So I went to the first aid. Well, funny. I don't know if anybody at Minecon tried to find first aid. Very difficult. No signs at all. Look at that. So I had to find the security guy and say, hey, dude, excuse me, where is the first aid? And he was like, you need first aid? What do you need first aid for? And I was like, look, Dick, just I need first aid. And he's like, what do you need first aid? So I'd say, well, I think I'm having a heart attack. He was like, who? You? I said, yes. He said, are you serious? Yeah. It's quite embarrassing, really. I don't like, you know, don't like being ill in general, but I don't like being a fuss either. Yeah, this is probably a funny choice in job for somebody that doesn't really like being the centre of attention. Very close. Where is that? Where are you? That's it. Once they'd actually worked out that I was actually serious, he was like, okay, and then they called for the medic to come over. So he comes out, nice guy, older guy. He's ex-military medic. Very cool. He's like, here's a wheelchair, sit in it. And I'm like, well, do you know what? I don't really want people watching me getting wheeled, you know, through the convention centre. God only knows what that would have done. So I said thank you, but no thank you, and he was very insistent. But I was like, no, I shalt not. So we walked over, and he was telling me about how it's really bad, and you know, people keel over and stuff. I was like, no, I'm all right. We get back to the little first aid thing, which was inaccessible for the public. Good plan on that one. We sort of sit down, and he does the usual things, takes my blood pressure. Pretty basic stuff, to be honest with you. Hey, Bob. Pretty basic stuff. And he's like, well, do you know what? It's probably a big good idea if we call an ambulance, just to be sure. Like, okay, fair enough, you know. You know what you're doing. So he calls the ambulance, and we sit there, and he keeps taking my blood pressure, which is a little high. And my heart rate's a little high, but that's not really surprising given what's going on. Oh, poo. Let's do 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2. So anyway, eventually the fire station, the ambulance turns up, and they're lovely people, absolutely great. Aussie woman paramedic, she was great, and a really young driver. God, she was so young, cute, young. Don't really want that, to be honest with you. And we chatted some. She's put me on a ECG machine. Had a chat. She's like, well, she said there's nothing really on the ECG that worries me, but it's probably safe if we take you to the hospital. So like, okay, fair enough. It's like, I think 4 o'clock it was when I went to see the boink. medic. It's now 5 o'clock. Time's getting on. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. Let's make some iron and shit. Let's grab that. Oops. Let's do that. One of those. Don't need that. Cool. So yeah, fine. Whatever. You know, you're the boss. So we get in the. What am I going up here? Yes, there is. We got the hospital. London Royal. Or London. I don't know, whichever one it was. And that's when it turns into hell of waiting non-stop. Anyway, backwards and forwards, different departments, ECGs. Eventually gets to have the blood test. Now, the blood test is pretty much straightforward, yes or no, as to whether you're having, you know, problems, a heart attack specifically. So that's what I really wanted. They did that eventually, and again another long sit around for waiting for the results, and finally 10:30 they bring me in. Here's a chat, and he's like, "So, how are you feeling? What's wrong with you?" You're like, "No, dude, I just want my test results, please." So he goes, "Okay," disappears off, comes back. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's 0, it's negative. There's, you know, nothing to worry about. It's not it's not a cardiac event. Go home." The paramedic girls reckoned it was like probably some sort of nerve thing, and that seems to be the general assertion that, yeah, it's trapped nerve or something in the arm. But it goes across the shoulders. Let's see if we get a crack going. But yes, and subsequently I've been to the local hospital for the checkup that the doctor suggested, and it's all good. It's all good. So, heart of lion, strong as they come, which is nice because I had a big checkup and everything's good. I do have a family history of popping hearts, so it's nice to know everything's good, which is great. Anyway, so I've got some loot and stuff. So there's the panelist badge from this year. I always like to keep the panelist badge. Then we'll go on the list of badges. Don't need no stinking badges. And we got another Minecon lanyard. And then we've got the beautiful Mindcrack lanyard, which is not quite as I designed it. I don't quite know what happened. This is not... We sent them one as a test, which wasn't high enough, apparently. Quite high resolution enough, which was fair enough. I didn't think it would be, but I didn't really know because I'd never done printed lanyards before. So it's quite tricky to know. These are not the best quality, to be fair. And these aren't even cheapy Chinese ones. These are from America. Yeah, so we've got Minecraft logo at the back. But the one I did had... It was like thick density of faces down here, and it kind of faded out into less dense as it went up. So I don't quite know what they've done with that. There's me, yay! There's some stuff. There's some faces. Me, everybody's on there. So you can get hold of one of these if you so want. I think we'll be putting them on the website for people to buy, and we'll be selling them at the thing. And then there's badges. Don't do those thinking badges. Again, we will probably put what's left there. We ran out of Chad and we ran out of Seth, but everything else is good. These are nice badges. I'm quite pleased with those. Metal face that's been printed and laminated or something, and then it's like a sort of plastic back. You can see the metal through the pinholes. So they're good. I've got an attendee Minecon, which has been signed by all manner of people. I was going to give this to a friend, but I don't know. It's been a bit rubbed off in some places. Beef's got rubbed. Ooh, lucky beef. There are all sorts of people on that. I don't even know who half them are. See 418's there, Grum, Sarge, Nathan, obviously, Shree, Bacon Donut, Jordan. Lots of good signatures on that. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. See, I like to keep the signed one, but I got the attendee badge signed for some reason because I'm an idiot. I should have got my panelist badge signed like I did last year at PAX. Just looking at it, and I got an agent badge as well because they're pretty cool too. Let's get a full set. Little creeper ring made of rubber. You gonna there we go. Oh, look at that, that's cool. Oh, for a second. Little Velcro ring. So then everybody got a grab bag. It's quite nice. It's an iron golem. Minecon on the back. And then in here we got a map and itinerary. What's going on? Fairly dull. Minecon pen. See the Windows logos on everything now. Minecon. And then we got this little coin. Let's open that up. Are we going to focus on that, do you think? Go on, you can do it. There we go. Boom! Lovely. There's something on the back as well. I can't really work out what that is, to be honest with you. Dragon and a block, I think. And Minecon London. That's very nice. I mean, this tap, it'll do. This dude, sorry. Open the bag. Oh, there he's flying across the room. This dude is super cool. Look at that. Boop. Hello. He's got a little cape on the back. Look. Go on, you can do it. Fail. He's slightly bendy rub. He's not articulated at all. But that is Steve with Minecon 2015 cape. Mattel, part of the new Mattel stop motion movie set. But he's totally awesome. Totally awesome. Signy book as well, which is quite cool. Mine's signed already. The Stampster is now. I've always said that there are a lot of big Minecrafters that do the shouty kid stuff, and I don't like that very much at all. Stampy, on the other hand, oh, I have this badge dude as well. Stampy, on the other hand, is somebody I have a lot of respect for. He does a very good job. He's more educational and is good. Doesn't make shouty rape jokes, etc. I like him a lot. He's a very nice guy as well to talk to. Good bloke. He was around all weekend. Picked up a curse key ring from somewhere. Oh, I got a FTB t-shirt from somewhere as well. I managed to pick up a couple of extra bags at the end as well, which have the coin. What have I put in here? I put an attendee badge, a coin in a box, and a ring for some of them. I've got a couple of rings and a badge. That's a little bit in there. So they're going to go to like friends, kids, and stuff. We've got one like that, and I think one I've given away, and then there's one that's just got the badge and the coin in because they were kicking around at the end. I could have got a load of Minecon bands, and I didn't, and that was stupid. One thing I did get, which is quite cool, is that. Boom. Pop out a nice wobble board. Now that I'm going to give away as a prize. I don't know when, not yet, but we'll be giving that away as a prize, probably to my Patreon people, as I didn't see them enough. So I'll probably do some sort of draw for that, because it's pretty cool. I mean, I quite like to keep it myself, to be honest with you. This is pretty cool, but I think that's what I'm going to do. because they're cool people and they deserve something special. I'll be sitting here doing nothing. So that's what I'm going to do. Up your bum if you don't like that. I have over here. This guy from Florida. He's getting a bit of dust. I do, in fact, have a 6-foot version, which is currently stuck in the US, which I would like to get back, but on a practical level, I'm ready to keep him. So we've got him, and then I have this guy, who is a stone 3D model that let's put him there precariously. Whoop. Yep, no, let's not put him there. Which I got for my birthday last year. And then at the party, I was given this from some dude, and I wish I didn't catch his name. I'm really crap with names. I'm always really good at faces. I mean, he looked like he was German. He looked like a mini Michael Schumacher. He really looked like Michael Schumacher, which is quite hilarious because all the time he was talking, that's all I could think of. So look at all the different levels of badges. But this is so good. I mean, it's paper, but you can see he's done like the 3D. Come on, zoom it. Get in there. There you go. Look, he's done the hair and the moustache 3D and the hat. And it's solid. It's nice and solid. I mean, it is paper, but it's, I don't know what he's done, but it's really rigid. It's brilliant. Absolutely love that. That's fantastico. So, if you are watching, sorry I didn't get your name. Let's move Mini Me back over there. Let me know, and I will give you the full credit because I think that's absolutely fucking spectacular. That's great, and also a lovely Frankie. Give me a drawing she'd done. Oh, Frankie, smiley face. Not enough kisses on there, Frankie. Which I think is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's a little friendly. He's cute. Sadly, it's slightly creased because it was rolled up and it got squashed in my bag, which I'm really gutted about. But I shall try and scan that somehow and do something with it because I think that's wonderful. The nose, in particular, look at the nose. It's all like shiny and stuff. It's all biro. It's just so well done. You're a very talented girl. So well done, Frankie. I love that too. Thank you very much. What else? Is there anything else? I am sweating like a pig dog. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that some dude offered to give me his Oculus DK1, which he did. So I bought him some booze in reply to that. That was very generous of him, but he knows how happy I was with that. And if you bear with me 1 second, let's pull that through. Otherwise, it's going to get me tangled. Let's see if I can reach this. We went to Camden Market on Wednesday, and I came back with this. Yeah, I'm a 42-year-old man, but my God, that is so damn cute. I could not say no. Look at him, little lion. That is my little purchase. I'm soft. What can I say? So we got banner behind me, sitting on the wall. Oh, we did. Let's pull my keys out. So many keys. We're giving these away. Little trolley keyring on the back. This is a Mindcrack. Whoa! Stop wobbling! Stop wobbling! Mindcrack. Oh, yeah, we're in focus over. Mindcrack London 2015. We got a few of those left over, so we'll probably put those on the website to sell as well. And something that will be on the website is not the Saab one. This one. And all shiny. And on the back of that. Turn it around. Can we turn it around? Look, we see my camera. Woo. That's going to confuse it. So shiny. So shiny. Why are you so shiny? Oh, focus on. You nearly did it there. Mindcrack and MindcrackParty.com. They will be going on the website too, and I think probably lanyards might go up there as well at some point. So keep an eye out for those. We'll let you know if you want to get some of your hands on those, because they are pretty damn cool and they're pretty damn cheap as well. To be fair, they're good value. That's what I mean. They're not cheap. They're good solid lump of metal. So yeah, Sunday at Minecon was a busy day. It still felt rough in the morning. I didn't get back from the hospital till about 11:30. I went straight to one of the rooms where people were discussing the panel. So we organised that. That's how organised we are. We did it the night before at 11 o'clock at night. And I hadn't eaten anything, because I hadn't eaten anything in the morning because I felt rough. And then I just didn't get a chance to in the hospital. So I managed to pick up some crap on the way home, but I wanted to stop at a restaurant, and I only found a Subway that was open on the way back. I didn't have a toilet, and I really wanted to wash my hands. I've been rolling around the floor in the hospital. And, so I didn't really get to eat an awful lot. So Sunday I was not feeling particularly great in the morning either. And you might notice that some dudes were, tech dudes were kind of running around me when I was sitting waiting for the panel to start, and that's because I asked them for a bucket, because I still felt pretty ill. I didn't really want to puke on stage. And I was like, oh yeah, don't have the railings at the back, and then some other guy came and gave me a clear plastic bin bag. I was like, yeah, thanks for that. That's really nice. I was like, it's for the transparent one. And then some guy eventually turned up with a bucket, which was quite cool. I didn't, which is good. Which is good, because I just would have been embarrassing. I wasn't too worried about throwing up. I wasn't worried about the huge crowd that were there to watch us. Again, 5,000 people. That was pretty impressive. I was just worried about puking on stage. Yeah, and then once we did the signing, once we did the panel, which was 2 till 3, we sort of went back to the green room for half an hour to recoup, and then straight out, out to the booth, to sign. And we did that for 3/4 of an hour or so before the queue became so big that the organisers basically said, no, no, you can't do this anymore. Get outside. So we all took it outside, and sometimes it'd be quite nice if you stood on these things, they just collapsed. That would be quite cool. So we went outside. Minor hiccup when we sit outside somebody's house, but if you don't like crowds of people, buying a house outside of an international exhibition centre is probably not a good idea. So you, sir, if you're watching, are a massive tool. Sorry, I don't want to annoy people by making noise outside their house, but if you're going to live in a noisy place, kind of got to expect noise. You're an idiot. It's not like you bought the house and then they built an exhibition centre next to you. Wee boing 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 boing. So yes, we were outside signing, and then there was the ending ceremony, closing ceremony at 5, and we were still outside. There was still a big queue, and people were still there. They stayed with us. They missed the closing ceremony as well. So you know, all power to them. We had a good time. Everybody was happy. Eventually, about I don't know, 6ish. I think we finally got rid of the queue. Yeah, I'd like to have seen the closing ceremony, but I don't think we missed much from what I heard. Sunday was a bit of a write-off in terms of, you know, again, meeting up with friends and stuff. That was fine, and then we went off to Jamie's. Jamie's Italian in Canary Wharf, which they managed to fit in 50 of us at a very short notice, I think. Literally half an hour's notice. I think it's because Canary Wharf on a Sunday night is a fairly quiet place. It was crazy. It was like something out of Inception. It was just mental. But that was very good. It was a lot cheaper than I was expecting as well. I thought that was going to Cost me a kidney, but it was actually pretty good value. So well done, Jamie. And indeed, thank you to Mrs. Dinnerbone who bought me my dinner. Yeah, sat with the dinner bones and a bacon donut on the table and chatted and had a nice time. And then we didn't have pudding, and then we were waiting for the check, and then Mrs. DB decided that she would have some pudding after all. So while she was doing that, I went off and went over to the other guys, just mingled, as you do, mingle. And when I came back, they paid the check. So I was like, hey, do you want some money? And she was like, no. Which was very sweet of her. And she's indeed a lovely, lovely person. So thank you to her too. I would like to have a shout out to the, I mean, not they're watching, but the people at my Airbnb. My God, they were spectacular. They were so good. Really, really friendly. And some of the other guys had Airbnbs and had less success. Jeff in particular had quite a crappy one from what I understand. Children and arguing couples and stuff. But these two were brilliant. And they just moved into that house. It was literally next door to Excel. It was on the water. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They just moved in. They've been doing it for years anyway in Singapore, which is where they come from previous. So they're Australian. So friendly, so chatty. Interested in what you had to say. Interested in what you do, why you're there. Lovely, absolutely lovely people. And then on the Sunday, because I only had it for Saturday night, apparently they had literally just put it up on Friday, and I was looking on Friday and found it. On the Sunday, they were like, "Do you want to leave your bag here? Save you having to carry it around," which is, you know, super smart. So take the key with you. So we're going out for the day again. I mean, so trusting. You know, it's never met me before. Here's the key. We're going out. I mean, in fairness, they had just moved in, so there was bugger all in the house. But even so, it was great. So take the key, and then come back this evening. Get your bag, lock the door, put the key in the letterbox. You know, it was simple. Get more food. Always need more food. It's getting dark. So yeah, they were spectacular. So I've left them a glowing review, and they were very nice to me as well in their review. So everything worked out well in the end. Didn't get back to their place until like 2 on Saturday night. But yeah, we've been quite busy. But I think that'll do us for now. We've been talking quite a lot. It's been very long. I am working on something. I was talking with Seth in the house about an idea I've got for a game. And he's going to throw in a little bit of help as and where I need it. Because it's quite tricky. So I'm hoping to get that out at some point. I'd like to do some more Minecraft. We do this quest for everything, as we say. Brown sheep. Brown sheep. Brown sheep. And see what happens, really. So there's going to be a group of us possibly looking for a new spawn point. So that will be nice if we get some group things going there and get a bit of action going again. This was fun finding new stuff. That is not going to happen, is it? Well, come on. There we go. Okay. So, thank you guys. Oh, that was a bit of lag. Oh, the village. Look, I haven't seen the village for a while. Well, just go check the village. I will be doing that giveaway at some point. In fact, we could even do it for a prize for winning in one of our UHC type things. That might be quite cool. Right, so let's see. Keep an eye out on that. You are all welcome to join my Patreon server, of course. It is a great place with a bunch of great people. We do silly, funny games from time to time. Which, bollocks. Reminds me. That's interesting. Look at that. I did a little black box thing for our colour wheel challenge match that we did, which I need to finish off and get working properly, which kind of automates everything, which is pretty cool. Everybody gets their armor and counts the scores, that sort of thing. That's a pretty bland village as far as villages go. Boring, boring. That will do. I'll be rambling for an hour. Thank you very much. Had a great Minecon. I hope you guys did too, those of you that went. And those of you that didn't, do watch our panel. It was alright. It was alright. It went well. It could have been a little more spontaneous and stuff, but it was good. It was good. Happy with it. Happy with the results. So do check that out. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on here soon, hopefully. Until then, take care. Bye bye.